Hello and welcome to the No One Asked You podcast. This series I am once again joined by my wonderful co-host, That Darn Kitty.
Dorkus and I are sharing our experience reading The Way of Kings for the first time. Each episode we will summarize what we've read and discuss the experience along the way.
This is Storming the Archives, The Way of Kings, and today we discuss Chapter 53!
Chapter 53!
Guys, everyone shame Kitty in the chat.
I mean, he really does tell me, and I write it down and whatever. Like, I obviously need to put it into my to-do app or something. Mental block, I don't know. But you know what? I thought, if in doubt, don't read. It's better than me reading ahead.
Yeah. There's a bit of funkiness with the scheduling on our end, and we added an extra day of recording this week in preparation for being unable to record in the near future. Kitty forgot to read this chapter. I didn't.
So we're half blind.
So we're half blind. Oh boy. So
listen, we've done it the other way before, so now in the other book, but so now we do a half blind this way, and it'll be interesting.
Exactly. So, Kitty, I'm going to ask you to take your headphones out for just a moment so I can speak to the audience. I'll message you when I'm done saying what it is I want to say, okay?
Okay.
Guys, when I read the title of the chapter, Dunny, I went into this chapter expecting, Dunny background. What Dunny's story was in more depth. I did not expect what happens to Dunny to happen to Dunny in this chapter. I am devastated, but I'm so excited to hear Kitty experience it. Okay, I had to say that.
Shoo-wee, that was extensive. I thought it was going to be like a few seconds.
Yeah, it's. I basically said what I expected from the title of the chapter versus what happens in the chapter. And how excited I am for you to experience it.
In terms of my expectations, this is when Dunny dies. So.
Oh. See, I had... Okay. Well, that's a prediction right there. My expectation going in was that we were going to get Dunny background.
Oh, okay.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
He must pick it up. The fallen title, the tower, the crown, and the spear. Dated Vivahach, 1173, 8 seconds pre-death. Subject, a prostitute. Background, unknown.
Interesting. So we just have... Yeah, it's kind of prophetic, sounds like.
Yes, this is prophetic. I see prostitute. I think back to Kaladin had a scene sort of with a prostitute recently. I wonder if this is referring to Kaladin. Also, the tower, the crown, and the spear sounded a little bit like, what was the game that Liren talked about? Breakneck? With the dice, you have to throw the tower or something like that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is about Kaladin.
But there's also the symbol of the tower. Isn't there like a tower in one of the...
In the Shattered
house
Plane?
flag thingies? The houses, they've all got symbols and things. Isn't there a tower? Let me just check. If you go to the previous chapter, you'll see the image there of it's kind of like a tower. It's and the crown that's on that shield.
Ooh. That's fantastic. Didn't even process that at all. Ooh. I'm gonna have to think on that long and hard.
So I don't know if there is a house that has the spear as well. But I mean, either way, you think of Kaladin with a spear as well. Yeah. More than a sword.
A razor-edged arrow snapped into the wood next to Kaladin's face. He could feel warm blood seep from a gash on his cheek, creeping down his face, mixing with the sweat dripping from his chin. "Stay firm!" he bellowed, charging over the uneven ground, the bridge's familiar weight on his shoulders. Nearby, just ahead and to the left, Bridge 20 floundered, 4 men at the front falling to arrows, their corpses tripping up those behind. So we get right into the action.
Yeah, we're on a run. a bridge run.
Yep. So does that feed into your Dunny prediction, or does it?
Yeah, it feeds in. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, we're on a run. People die.
But Kaladin is special.
Mm-hmm.
The Parshendi archers knelt on the other side of the chasm, singing calmly despite the hail of arrows from Sadius's side. Their black eyes were like shards of obsidian, no whites, just that emotionless black. In those moments, listening to men scream, cry, yell, howl, Kaladin hated the Parshendi as much as he hated Sadius and Amaram. How could they sing while they killed? I read that, and I immediately compared it to Zeth becoming so angry at the king of Yakaved during that assassination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just why? Just the fact that there is an enemy, that there is any fighting. Why are you doing this? And yeah, just getting. I suppose hating your enemy does help you kill him. Or
Yeah.
not that he's fighting, but yeah. Also, how could they sing while they're killed? So that they've got music. This is, just a reminder of that's they're supposed to have.
Yes. The Parshendi in front of Kaladin's crew pulled and aimed. Kaladin screamed at them, feeling a strange surge of strength as the arrows were loosed. Gee, what is that?
Hmm.
We've had
He's
him...
like absorbing the stormlight from whatever they've got on them, or...
Yeah, or whatever spheres he happens to be carrying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've had this line virtually the exact same before during runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kaladin has not put two and two together. But
no,
I don't necessarily...
why would you?
Exactly.
Like,
I don't expect him
I've
to.
got magic, like you are. Like, okay, he's come close enough. He's gone like, okay, is there some sort of weird curse on me? Something like that. But definitely not going to jump to, I'm magical.
Yeah.
Like, we would probably be like, wow, that's a bit of a jump and a bit egotistical.
Yeah, he's going to come by it by way of how he healed after the storm, I think. The shafts zipped through the air in a focused wave. 10 shafts struck the wood near Kaladin's head, their force throwing a shudder through it, chips of wood splintering free, but not a one struck flesh. That's big. They all live. For the moment. Across the chasm, several of the Parshendi lowered their bows, breaking off their chanting. Their demonic faces bore looks of stupefaction.
Maybe they can see whatever... the fact that he is charged up, essentially.
Yeah. Down! Kaladin yelled as the bridge crew reached the chasm. The ground was rough here, covered in bulbous rock buds. Kaladin stepped on the vine from one of them, causing the plant to retract. The bridgemen heaved the bridge up and off their shoulders, then expertly stepped aside, lowering it to the ground. 16 other bridge crews lined up with them, setting their bridges down. Behind, Sadius's heavy cavalry thundered across the plateau toward them. The Parshendi drew again. So, that's good.
Well, that's good. That's what they're there to do. Now they can hide, right? They can go take shelter. Because the Parshendi are drawing again, right?
Yep, the worst is done. The Parshendi drew again. Kaladin gritted his teeth, throwing his weight against one of the wooden bars on the side, helping shove the massive construction across the chasm. He hated this part. The bridgemen were so exposed. Sadius's archers kept firing, moving to a focused, disruptive attack intended to force back the Parshendi. As always, the archers didn't seem to mind if they hit bridgemen, and several of those shafts flew dangerously close to Kaladin. He continued to push, sweating, bleeding, and felt a stab of pride for Bridge 4. They were already beginning to move like warriors, light on their feet, moving erratically, making it more difficult for the archers to draw a bead on them. Would Gaz or Sadius's men notice?
Ooh, nice. Okay. So now I'm just wondering, okay, what could be making you smile so much? So would it be that Danny fights someone and wins, or would it be that Kaladin saves Danny in a very, very crazy way? Anyway, continue.
That would be great. I certainly hope that happens. And this paragraph did stick out to me. They're getting better. They're getting good. He's proud. And I think in a way he equates the success of Bridge 4 to their improvement and not to any of that strange surge of strength possibility he's doing magic here thing. I think he's just thinking, nah, we're getting really good as a team.
I mean, it could be both.
That too. And this is technically after the charge, so still. The bridge thumped into place and Kaladin bellowed the retreat. Bridgemen ducked out of the way, dodging between thick-shafted black Parshendi arrows and lighter green fletched ones from Sadius's archers. Moash and Rock hoisted themselves up onto the bridge and ran across it, leaping down beside Kaladin. Others scattered around the back of the bridge, ducking in front of the oncoming cavalry charge. Kaladin lingered, waving for his men to get out of the way. Once they were all free, he glanced back at the bridge, which bristled with arrows. Not a single man down. A miracle. He turned to run. Someone stumbled to his feet on the other side of the bridge. Dunny. The youthful bridgeman had a white and green fletched arrow sprouting from his shoulders. His eyes were wide, dazed.
Yep, here we go.
And did you catch that arrow color?
It's a Sadius arrow. Like, it's one of their side. It's friendly fire.
Kaladin cursed, running back. Before he'd taken 2 steps, a black-hafted arrow took the youth in the other side. He felt...
God, this is giving me Boromir, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can get that. He fell to the deck of the bridge.
But it's a youth. It's a young boy. Oh.
Yeah. He fell to the deck of the bridge, blood spraying the dark wood. The charging horses did not slow. Frantic, Kaladin reached the side of the bridge, but something pulled him back. Hands on his shoulder. He stumbled, spinning to find Moash there. Kaladin snarled at him, trying to shove the man aside, but Moash, using a move Kaladin himself had taught him, yanked Kaladin sideways, tripping him. Moash threw himself down, holding Kaladin to the ground as heavy cavalry thundered across the bridge, arrows cracking against their silvery armor.
Aww.
Good on Moash, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but this is... Kaladin was feeling pride and feeling a bit of hope, and not one man is gone, and oh god, this is gonna break him. Okay.
Yeah. Broken bits of arrows sprinkled to the ground. Kaladin struggled for a moment, but then let himself fall still. He's dead, Moash said harshly. There's nothing you could have done. There's nothing you could have done. There isn't ever anything I can do. Stormfather, why can't I save them? Why can't I save them? Such a Jesus line is what I thought.
Well, Jesus can save them, so that's fine. Like that's what's great. But the thing that really hits is he has saved a lot of them. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them that are still alive, and yes, he's lost one here, and he can't save them all. And yeah, it's the young one. Yeah, there isn't anything I can do. He's done everything he can.
Yeah.
He is doing everything he can.
Yeah. Now, I guess I'll say it for the 3rd time this episode, but Kitty, now that you know, when I asked you to take the headphones out, I told everyone, like, guys, I expected to get some Dunny background in this chapter. I did not expect the death, and I was so excited to hear your reaction. And then you just come out with like, well, Dunny's gonna die this chapter.
I'm sorry. That's what I thought. I maybe I'm just
psychic.
You know,
smart.
No, just George R. R. Martin kind of feels. Yeah, I was not feeling. I was not feeling like good things are gonna happen here. We don't have time for this. That's what I thought. The fact is, it was just my immediate reaction. My immediate thought was, yeah, death. It must be his death.
Sure.
What will make this person so significant? His death.
Right.
Because what would his background be? He's not going to be a magical man or something like that. Yeah, his background would not be of consequence. So the next thing that would be consequential is his death.
That makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Oh, shame. So you really, really this hurt a lot.
Yeah, I was a little shocked. I was a little surprised. I
Mm.
mean, I guess it makes sense. It opened on a gosh darn
A
bridge run,
bridge
and the
run.
chapter's
Yeah.
named Dunny. I totally see it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Kitty, what do you think happens the rest of this chapter then? Because this happened like right at the start.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have despair trying to creep in, and hopefully the crew getting getting Kaladin to just keep going. And maybe if we're gonna just pick up the pace, we do finally get Kaladin learning that he's got magic.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
And what does Kaladin do when he loses someone? Just in the past, when he's lost people, what does he do?
He wants to commit suicide. That's what I think.
That is a thing that he did at some point, or at least tried to do,
Yeah,
rather.
he blames himself.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
The bridge stopped shaking, the cavalry smashing into the Parshendi and making space for the foot soldiers, who clanked across next. The cavalry would retreat after the foot soldiers gained purchase, the horses too valuable to risk in extended fighting. Yes, Kaladin thought. Think about the tactics. Think about the battle. Don't think about Dunny. He pushed Moash off him, rising. Dunny's corpse was mangled beyond recognition. Kaladin set his jaw and turned, striding away without looking back. He brushed past the watching bridgemen and stepped up to the lip of the chasm, clasping his hands to his forearms behind his back, feet spread. It wasn't dangerous so long as he stood far down from the bridge. The Parshendi had put away bows and were falling back. The chrysalis was a towering oval stone mound on the far left side of the plateau. Kaladin wanted to watch. It helped him think like a soldier, and thinking like a soldier helped him get over the deaths of those near him. The other bridgemen tentatively approached and filled in around him, standing at parade rest. Even Shen the Parshman joined them, silently imitating the others. He'd joined every bridge run so far without complaint. He didn't refuse to march against his cousins. He didn't try to sabotage the assault. Gaz was disappointed, but Kaladin wasn't surprised. That was how Parshmen were.
Until he gets singing!
Yes! So he stands at attention and watches the battle. I love that Shen joins them. It sounds like they don't even have to ask him to join. It's just what he does now, which is neat.
Yeah, I wonder if he's developing, like what's going on in his mind during this time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's just a robot, essentially. And okay, so I'm seeing this is different. If we're going into soldier mode, we have to get over the deaths on the battlefield, because that's what being a soldier is about. I'm hoping he holds on to this idea instead of going all the way into despair, because we need you. We can't let you go all the way down every single time somebody dies. Unfortunately, that's just we don't have we. You can't deal with that, Kaladin. You're going to have to step over it.
Yeah.
As much as you can. Yeah. That's part of the burden of being the leader as well.
Yep. That was how Parshmen were, except the ones on the other side of the chasm. Kaladin stared at the fighting but had difficulty focusing on the tactics. Dunny's death tore at him too much. The lad had been a friend, one of the first to support him, one of the best of the bridgemen. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's just a lad as well, and we know just little brother things are difficult for Kaladin.
Yep. Each bridgeman dead edged them closer to disaster. It would take weeks to train the men properly. They'd lose half of their number, perhaps even more, before they were anywhere near ready to fight. That wasn't good enough.
And also the added risk of having a new person that could rat on you.
Yep. But he gets into problem-solving mode, which he's very good at. He's very good at the turn a liability into an advantage type thing, so I'm sure something will come to him. Well, you'll have to find a way to fix it, Kaladin thought. He'd made his decision and had no room for despair. Despair was a luxury. He broke parade rest and stalked away from the chasm. The other bridgemen turned to look after him, surprised. Kaladin had recently taken to watching entire battles standing like that. Sadeas's soldiers had noticed. Many saw it as bridgemen behaving above their station. A few, however, seemed to respect Bridge 4 for the display. He knew there were rumors about him because of the storm. No doubt he was adding to them. I really like that bit of world building there.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
what his reputation could be from this.
yeah, and the kind of factions that would come from it, like one side going, yeah, well, geez, look at them, they're thinking like they're acting like soldiers. Who the hell do they think they are? They're cannon fodder essentially. And then other people are like, wow, look at them. They're, you know,
They're
they're taking
respecting
pride.
us. Yeah, and
Yeah,
taking
and they're
pride.
respecting us, yeah. Mm.
Bridge 4 followed, and Kaladin led them across the rocky plateau. He pointedly did not look again at the broken, mangled body on the bridge. Dunny had been one of the only bridgemen to retain any hint of innocence, and now he was dead, trampled by Sadeas, struck by arrows from both sides, ignored, forgotten, abandoned. This both sides thing, I think, is very important, particularly in terms of what is going to happen in the rest of this chapter, what he decides to do.
Mm-hmm.
This idea of there are a lot of innocents who suffer because of this conflict. It doesn't matter who started it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're both, when two people fight, others suffer.
Yep.
There was nothing Kaladin could do for him. So instead, Kaladin made his way to where the members of Bridge 8 lay, exhausted, on a patch of open stone. Kaladin remembered lying like that after his first bridge runs. Now he barely felt winded. As usual, the other bridge crews had left their wounded behind as they retreated. One poor man from 8 was crawling toward the others, an arrow through his thigh. Kaladin walked up to him. He had dark brown skin and brown eyes, his thick black hair pulled back into a long braided tail. Painspren crawled around him. He looked up as Kaladin and the members of Bridge 4 loomed over him. So at this point, you know what he's going to do, yeah?
He's going to help this person, right? Yes.
I would assume so. It's what I assume.
Yeah, he's helping the other crews now. This is good.
Yeah. Hold still, Kaladin said softly, kneeling and gently turning the man to get a good look at the wounded thigh. Kaladin prodded at it, thoughtful. Teft, we'll need a fire. Get out your tinder. Rock, you still have my needle and thread? I'll need that. Where's Lopen with the water? The members of Bridge 4 were silent. Kaladin looked up from the confused, wounded man. Kaladin, Rock said, you know how the other bridge crews have treated us. I don't care. We don't have any money left, Drahe said. Even pooling our income, we barely have enough for bandages for our own man. I don't care. If we care for the wounded of the other bridge crews, Drahe said, shaking a blonde head, we'll have to feed 'em, tend 'em. I will find a way, Kaladin said. Rock began. Storm you, Kaladin said, standing and sweeping his hand over the plateau. The bodies of bridgemen lay scattered, ignored. Look at that! Who cares for them? Not Sadeas, not their fellow bridgemen. I doubt even the heralds themselves spare a thought for these. I won't stand there and watch while men die behind me. We have to be better than that. We can't look away like the Light Eyes, pretending we don't see. This man is one of us, just like Dunny was. So far, this is very Jesus, yeah?
Yeah, angry. We're not going to be like them. We're going to care about people.
The downtrodden that nobody cares for.
Yeah. And he's taking care of his crew and also spreading the word or spreading his way, a la Jesus, of caring for each other in your bridge crew. They can start also pooling their income and things like that. We don't have to just take care of our own only, you know.
Exactly.
So
he's gonna start winning them over.
And this coming from Kaladin, you know, the way he's like, well, Dunny was. So he knows Dunny, he can't do anything for Dunny, but he can do something for this person right in front of him and all of these other people. He feels he would be a hypocrite to do what these other people have done, which is just ignore all the death. So, yeah, he's taking care of his own, but now it's like, wait, I'm not even trying to help anyone else. I'm not even trying to make other people see that this is not, this they don't need to live this way. So, yeah, I can see he's turning pain into some sort of movement. Maybe he'll get a bit more discouraged later on, but right now he's feeling very passionate because it's like, screw this whole freaking conflict. You know,
Yeah.
let's make the world better.
Yeah. So I wondered if there would, in fact, be a slave uprising, if you will. If he can get all of the bridge crews on his side and then, like, maybe wait for a battle with the Parshendi that Sadeas loses, and that's when all the bridge crews turn and then defeat Sadeas. Although he has shard armor, so it would be very difficult. And
Ugh, nothing Kaladin hasn't done before, you know. But yes, it
True.
would be Sadeas as well that he's fighting.
True.
But yeah, we don't need it even to get to this uprising phase. I mean, that would be nice, but I don't need it to be that. It's just he's making waves as a person who survived the storm, that sort of thing. He might land up being cut down because he's growing too tall. But yeah, I understand what he's doing here, and maybe who's hearing him yell and do all this.
They're all fighting.
That's also what
It's
I'm wondering.
fine.
Okay.
Maybe some of the other bridge crew, bridge numbers. Storm you! Look at that! Who cares for them? Not Sadeas, not their fellow bridgemen. I doubt even the heralds themselves spare a thought for these. I won't stand there and watch while men die behind me. We have to be better than that. We can't look away like the Light Eyes, pretending we don't see. This man is one of us, just like Dunny was. The Light Eyes talk about honor. They spout empty claims about their nobility. Well, I've only known one man in my life who was a true man of honor. He was a surgeon who would help anyone, even those who hated him. Especially those who hated him. Well, we're going to show Gaz, and Sadeas, Hashal, and any other sodden fool who cares to watch what he taught me. Now go to work and stop complaining!
That's cool. Look, I know you've had thoughts about Kaladin's dad, but here he is, you know, really stepping into the memory of
His
him
father,
and
yeah.
appreciating it. It's like, yeah, I'll show you what he taught me, you know, I'll show you that I will help people even that hate me.
Yeah.
Or that don't care about me, or who didn't spare a thought for me. This is what I was taught, this is how I was brought up. And even though his father, we don't know if he would have thoughts about him fighting, at least this part of him is still there, and he's going to help. And yeah, also just taking command and saying, listen, shut up, okay? This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Stop complaining, help him, and that's it.
Yup. Bridge 4 stared at him with wide, ashamed eyes, then burst into motion. Teft organized a triage unit, sending some men to search for other wounded bridgemen and others to gather rockbud bark for a fire. Lopin and Dabbid rushed off to fetch their litter. Kaladin knelt down and felt at the wounded man's leg, checking to see how quickly the blood leaked, and determined that he wouldn't need to cauterize. He broke the shaft and wiped the wound with some conic shell mucus for numbing. Then he pulled the wood free, eliciting a grunt, and used his personal set of bandages to wrap the wound. Hold this with your hands, Kaladin instructed, and don't walk on it. I'll check on you before we march back to camp. How? The man said. He didn't have even a hint of an accent. Kaladin had expected him to be Azish because of the dark skin. How will I get back if I can't walk on the leg? We will carry you, Kaladin said. Ah, such Jesus. I know I'm saying that a lot this chapter, but it's right
the
there.
Whole point, yeah.
The man looked up, obviously shocked. Tears formed in his eyes. Thank you. Kaladin nodded curtly, turning as Rock and Moash...
Oh, please don't die, guy. I'm just like, okay, I hope he lives. Okay, yeah.
It's just a flesh wound. Didn't even need to cauterize. Kaladin nodded curtly, turning as Rock and Moash brought another wounded man. Teft had a fire growing. It smelled of pungent, wet rockbud. The new man had hit his head and had a long gash in his arm. Kaladin held out a hand for his thread. Kaladin, lad, Teft said with a soft voice, handing him the thread and kneeling. Now don't mark this as complaining, because it ain't, but how many men can we really carry back with us? We've done 3 before, Kaladin said. Lashed to the top of the bridge. I'll bet we could fit 3 more and carry another in the water litter.
Wow. And also the surviving bridgemen of these other crews, well, they're gonna have to help. Just get your shit together.
Yeah, and I think they will all slowly start to come around.
Yeah. That's what I would hope. Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, that's kind of what I'm guessing the rest of this
Mm.
book will be, is getting all of
Mm.
the bridge crews on Team Kaladin.
Yeah, Team Kaladin, and by Team Kaladin, I would say is like at least caring for each other, not just going into bridge crews to die.
Yeah.
Like there must be some sort of men. Like I know Kaladin is special, but there must be some these men that just basically need their leadership activated,
Mm-hmm.
and they can do this. They must be good men, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And I will say I really enjoy Teft in this conversation quite a lot. We'll get into
Mm.
why that is soon.
Mm-hmm.
We've done 3 before, lashed to the top of the bridge. I'll bet we could fit 3 more and carry another in the water litter. And if we have more than 7, if we bandage them right, some might be able to walk. And if there are still more, storm it, Taft, Kaladin said, beginning to sew. Then we bring the ones we can and haul the bridge back out again to fetch those we left behind. We'll bring Gaz with us if the soldiers worry that we'll run away. I believe Kaladin would do this. I don't think Gaz would go along with it.
Yeah, I'd be like, just go out and die.
Yeah, and I don't think the soldiers would let them. If you try, we'll
Mm.
string you up, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Then again, there are soldiers that have been appreciating the show of respect, so
Mm.
could be.
But he's then becoming the reason that I doubt about, Kaladin really taking over, or Kaladin's way taking over in terms of him being the leader of some sort of rebellion. I just don't think Sadeas would allow that, because there's too much dissent coming from Kaladin's. Kaladin will eventually, I think they'll try and kill him at some point.
Yeah, I mean, not like they haven't tried before, though, but
Yeah.
yeah, at some point you gotta just be like, okay, we're gonna kill
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Because,
they're gonna try the assassin thing, not the stringing up thing, the assassin thing.
you know. Teft was silent, and Kaladin steeled himself for incredulity. Instead, however, the grizzled soldier smiled. He actually seemed a little watery-eyed. Kalayak's breath, it's true. I never thought. And I love that.
It's true.
I think he
Ooh.
thinks this is Jesus.
Yeah.
He's convinced.
He will. He. There's something. Yeah. There's something that is in some sort of prophecy or some way that he is supposed to be and think. And wow, look at him. He's the one. And he's like teary-eyed because this is confirmation.
Yeah, precisely. I like him so much.
Mm.
Kaladin frowned, looking up at Teft and holding a hand to the wound to staunch the bleeding. What was that? Oh, nothing, he scowled. Get back to work. That lad needs you. Kaladin turned back to his sewing. You still carrying a full pouch of spheres with you like I told you? Teft asked. I can't very well leave them behind in the barracks, but we'll need to spend them soon. You'll do nothing of the sort, Teft said. Those spheres are luck, you hear me? Keep them with you and always keep them infused. Yeah, good. Smart. He knows what's up.
Also just it's cool thinking of Vin's luck. Vin's luck was magic, and his luck as well is magic.
Nice. Ooh, good little
Pretty cool.
mirror there.
Mm.
Kaladin sighed. I think there's something wrong with this batch. They won't hold their stormlight. They fall done after just a few days every time. Perhaps it's something to do with the shattered planes. It has happened to the other bridgemen, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, looking for logical answers there.
Yeah, it's happened to the other bridgemen that are around him.
Yeah.
If you go further off, I'm sure you'll find that they're fine.
Yeah. Oh, that, Teft said, rubbing his chin. This was a bad approach. 3 bridges down, lots of bridgemen dead. Interesting how we didn't lose anyone. We lost Dunny. But not on the approach. You always run point, and the arrows always seem to miss us. Odd, eh? I like Teft so much. He's trying to push it. He's trying to get Kaladin to some sort of realization.
Yeah, but like, what? How? Again, my thing is, Kaladin's not going to go, oh, I must be magic.
Yeah.
But he needs him to notice these things, and then I suppose he'll lead him through.
Yeah. Kaladin looked up again, frowning. What are you saying, Teft? Nothing. Get back to that sewing. How many times do I have to tell you? Kaladin raised an eyebrow but turned back to his work. Teft had been acting very strangely lately. Was it the stress? A lot of people were superstitious about spheres and stormlight. And obviously, no, we cannot have Kaladin spending those spheres because that's his power. But what'll they do when they need the money? The other bridge crews, as you said, I think will start to contribute. Rock and his team brought 3 more wounded, then said that was all they'd found. Bridgemen who fell often ended up like Dunny, getting trampled. Well, at least Bridge 4 wouldn't have to make a return trip to the plateau. The 3 had bad arrow wounds, and so Kaladin left the man with the gash on his arm to them, instructing Scar to keep pressure on the unfinished sewing job. Teft heated a dagger for cauterization. These newcomers had obviously lost a lot of blood. One probably wouldn't make it. So, all right.
Okay, so yeah, one probably wouldn't make it. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. But these are that's as opposed to all of them not making it because they all just left.
Yeah.
Left for dead, and also just infected, and yeah.
So much of the world is at war, he thought as he worked. The dream had highlighted what others already spoke of. Kaladin hadn't known, growing up in remote Hearthstone, how fortunate his town had been to avoid battle. The entire world warred, and he struggled to save a few impoverished bridgemen. What good did it do? And yet he continued searing flesh, sewing, saving lives as his father had taught him. He began to understand the sense of futility he'd seen in his father's eyes on those occasional darkened nights when Liren had turned to his wine in solitude. Oof.
Yeah, it's this thing of the futility that's like, yeah, I've saved this many, but I can't save them all. If I can't save them all, what's the point? But it's like, these are, to the person you're saving, it's a pretty big deal, okay? It's their life.
Yeah.
So please continue.
That's who tells stories about surgeons, son. You're trying to make up for failing Dunny, Kaladin thought. Helping these others won't bring him back. And this is the line I had in my mind when I asked you earlier, Kitty, what does Kaladin do when he loses someone? He doubles down on trying to make up for it. When he lost his brother Tien, he started recruiting people like Tien to help them.
Yeah. Yeah, helping others won't bring him back, but it's still helping. It's still doing something because, like you said, I can't do nothing. Like, I can't just watch. I can't just close my eyes and not look at this.
Yeah. He lost the one he'd suspected would die, but saved the other 4, and the one who'd taken a knock to the head was beginning to wake up. Kaladin sat back on his knees, weary, hands covered in blood. He washed them off with a stream of water from Lopin's water skins, then reached up, finally remembering his own wound where the arrow had sliced his cheek. He froze. He prodded at his skin, but couldn't find the wound. He had felt blood on his cheek and chin. He'd felt the arrow slice him, hadn't he? He stood up, feeling a chill, and raised his hand to his forehead. What was happening? Yes. Ask that question.
Yes, yes, his miraculous healing, that's a big deal from the storm and everything, but something that small and quick is actually something that should make you go, wait a second. That is freaking weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, literally cutting yourself and then feeling a strange surge of strength, and then seeing your wound essentially disappear. It's not what has happened, but that would make me go, okay, I'm magic.
Yeah.
So we need him having these experiences, yeah.
And then I think back to the line in Kaladin's first bridge run. He would bear scars these days because of what Gaz did to him, making him not wear a vest. And then I thought, I wonder if that and the brand on his forehead will heal. I wonder.
I think it probably won't because it's too old, and it's scar tissue. Just literally, if we want to get scientific about it.
Sure.
But I think that would be cool if he got super powered up. Absolutely, he gets to 100%, health. It does heal up.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Someone stepped up beside him. Moash's now clean-shaven face exposed a faded scar along his chin. He studied Kaladin. About Dunny. You were right to do what you did, Kaladin said. You probably saved my life. Thank you. Moash nodded slowly. He turned to look at the 4 wounded men. Lopin and David were giving them drinks of water, asking their names. I was wrong about you, Moash said, suddenly holding out a hand to Kaladin. Kaladin took the hand, hesitant. Thank you. You're a fool and an instigator, but you're an honest one. Moash chuckled to himself. If you get us killed, it won't be on purpose. Can't say that for some I've served under. Anyway, let's get these men ready for moving. End chapter.
Okay, so he was skeptical about it, but he's like, okay, no, this guy really does care about us. He was gonna run into the fray just to save Dunny. So
yeah,
I'm glad that he's come to this. I think you said Moash would take his time, and well, there
Yep.
he is.
So Teft is convinced and Moash has turned. So
And Dunny, who was already convinced, is gone. He's done.
rip Dunny.
Oh, rip Dunny, sweetie, sweet.
I think a big part of why I didn't expect Dunny to die is because since he was the singer in the group, I figured he would connect with Shen in a way that the others couldn't or wouldn't.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Anything else to say on the chapter?
Very good chapter,
Indeed.
as usual. We're getting closer to him knowing something. And especially with Teft now having this confirmation, I suppose. Now he's got to tell him. Come on.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you, Kitty, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
bye.
thanks, bye.